Hey, how are you guys doing, guys? We are live on this Hangout, Team Blitz Hangout / Dream Team. Guys, welcome. Welcome, guys, who are on the panel, Ray and Katrina. I'm so glad that you guys joined me tonight. Basically, we're basically going to, share our insight and our value and, basically what it means to, live our lives by design and not by default. And first, guys, if you guys have not been on the Team Blitz Hangout and this is your first time getting here, first let me introduce myself. I am the founder of Team Blitz. My name is Terrence Freeman. I am from New York City, born and raised. Typically, short story, dropped out of high school, never got stepped foot into college, always had the entrepreneur spirit, always had a hard time with authority. But sooner or later, I figure things out, and it's either you become a part of the environment that you're from, or you just overcome it, and that was the decision I decided to do back in 2008, 2009, and I'm glad for that because, this industry, network marketing changes lives, guys. It's all about the mindset that you allow yourself to implement. Okay, I mean, we are all really conditioned to live a slave man's mentality, guys. If you really look at it, living by default is exactly that, right? You got your 9 to 5 job. You have your, even if you don't even have a 9 to 5. I mean, people have retail jobs, trades, corporate office jobs. Yes, those 9 to 5s, and you get conditioned, right? Like from birth, right? We're not taught to live on our own terms, right? We're not taught to live by the divine nature that's inside of us, right? We're basically conditioned to go to school, graduate, get a job that might pay some decent wage, and pay your taxes, right? And then just die, and then just die. I mean, guys, I heard this from Big Heart, man, about living by design, and I never thought about that. I was always on default mode. My mom too used to always tell me, go to school, go to school, go to school. And the more that she told me to go to school, the more I didn't want to go, honestly. And when you're living by default, you don't have no time to dream. I mean, you might, you know, have a dream here or there, right, and watch a little TV and think about, wow, I would really like to be there. Or, I mean, if you look at TV right now with all the reality TVs, right, I mean, guys probably watch it and like, wow, look at that, man. These guys get to go to that island and spend a few days. But mind you, their lives are on TV. If you look at it, people's lives are really on TV these days. And, you know, when we want to live by design, we got to really start creating that divine nature that's been gifted to us by God. We can't just put it to the side. It's just something that triggers inside of each and every one of us that we want to live by design. I mean, who would not want to just want to wake up when they want to, or do whatever it is that they need to do, be able to take care of whatever situations or circumstances that other family members are in, being able not to answer to nobody but God, right? That right there, guys, is massive, and we were all conditioned to really, really become a slave of time. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants freedom of time, right? Everyone is like, I want financial freedom. I want financial freedom. We all want financial freedom. But time is still there. Time ain't go, it's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that we'll be able to live by design is what we do with our time, guys. You know, I'm telling you, I wasted 15 years, man. 15 years set back by hanging out with the wrong crowd, making the wrong decisions, doing stuff that I should not have been doing. Damn near got me locked up and in trouble, big time. I mean, if it wasn't for my son being born, I probably won't be on this hangout right now. Because it was that really made me focus and realize that, you know, life can be fast, it can be slow, or it can be very slow. Right? I wanted it fast. I wanted to make money fast. And I did a lot of wrong activities to do exactly that. And it got me almost in a lot of trouble. But when my son was born, it actually transformed the way just the way I think, man. Like, I really started thinking, like, you know what? If I don't show him that there's more to life than just having a job, than just working for someone else, building another person's dream who really doesn't care about you. If I show him that, then I'm all right, right? Then I'm doing something right. And I'm doing so far so good because my son, all he thinks about is playing the NBA. You see my son play, he plays against 18-year-olds. He's 14-year-olds. He's a 14-year-old, and he is icing them. All he thinks about is playing in the NBA. I gave him a baseball bat, he didn't want it, right? I gave him baseball bat, he didn't want it. I gave him a football, he liked it, but he just didn't like the idea of running and catching. But that basketball, this is when he was 4 to 5 years old, guys. When I gave him that basketball, we would go to the park every Sunday, Saturday, sometimes Saturday, but every Sunday. For years, I would take him, and he played, we played, and now he's designed himself to become that dream that he wants to manifest, is being in the NBA, playing professional basketball. And that is exactly what network marketing is, guys. That is exactly what Empower Network is, guys, if you really look at it. That is why you have the Dream Team. That is why you have Prosperity Team. That is why you have Team Freedom, and you got Team All In. You got all of these teams, right? Everyone wants to live their lives by design. And we are in a company and an opportunity that is actually showing us how to do that. Because as far as we know, just like Katrina said in one of her videos, if you haven't seen her video, subscribe to her channel, guys, on YouTube. Guys, Katrina said it best. By 2020, everyone is going to be online, whether they like it or not. It's a fact. It's a fact. Mom and pop businesses are closing down, guys. They're closing down because they're making it easier for the consumer just to open up their laptop, turn on their desktop, and buy, right or wrong. So it's either you stay behind or you follow the trend and get ahead of it a little bit, right? I mean, that for me is living it by design. But you know what? I know we got a massive panel here. I want to hear from Ray. I want to hear from Katrina, Glow. Let's go, guys. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. I'm fired up, guys. Let's hear your story. You know, Ray, we haven't met. I know I wanted to see you in at the last event at Impact, and I just couldn't make it. You already see that the 9 to 5, that's the Living by Default, guys. That's the only event that I've ever missed, and believe me, I will be in Orlando. We will be touch base on that towards the end of the event. I mean, towards the end of this hangout, about how important it is to get to the Fight the Forces of Evil event in Orlando, happening in October 24th through the 26th. Guys, you don't want to miss it. And guys, if you're on this hangout right now, please pay attention because there's some powerful people up on this panel, and I know there's going to be some more people popping in. So I just feel like it's going to be a great night tonight. So let's take it away. Who wants to go first? You know what? Let's go with Glow. You up, Glow. Let's go.
With me?
You up, Coach Glow.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I know you're out in the UK, and I know that and I appreciate you getting on board, sis. I really do. One love.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me, Terence. And you know, we got something in common. You know, the one love business. Because although I'm from the UK, my dad is Jamaican, so I kind of understand where you're coming from, shall we say? But talking about the subject matter, living life by design, you know, not by default. It's an interesting subject, and the reason I'd say that is because most of us actually just live life by instruction, by what people tell us to do, and we don't know any different, know any better. But just a little bit about me before I start telling you, you know, all these things that you know, I know and understand, and why I come into the Power Network in the first place. Am I okay? It sounds like I'm echoing here. Somebody's got their mic on or something. Anyway. Okay. Well, my story is that I began making a decision about my life when I was 9 years of age. I'd seen a teacher, you know, showing us gym, PE, as we'd say in the UK, and I thought I can do that. That's no problem. Can you hear me? Yeah. Right. Excellent. So you know, at 9 years of age, I thought I can do that. I'm a teacher. I didn't know what I was saying yes to. I didn't know what it really meant. And then, you know, as I got older, you know, it sort of was coming to me that, well, I'm going to have to get qualifications, you know, I'm going to have to go to university. And, you know, I'm a little bit older than most of you here. So, you know, and in a different country. So the system was slightly different. You know, in some ways I was quite fortunate. It didn't cost me a lot to go to a university, and I was able to fulfill my dream. But it wasn't really so much by design, because I actually had to push through certain barriers, because I grew up in the care system. The design of my life was I was supposed to, you know, fall into the criminal system, or I was supposed to, you know, be unemployed, maybe, you know, a single parent with a couple of kids, you know, and no real hope. But because of my mindset, which, you know, from a young age, I was always very disciplined. I was an athlete, you know, and I was a county athlete and, you know, city champion and almost competing for England. So I had this discipline through sports that actually got me to think slightly different than the average. And so through having that kind of training and nurturing, which helped me, because when you've been in a care system, you know, you can easily have low self-esteem and feel like, you know, you're not worthy, and you know, you're not great, you know, at anything in particular. So to have something that you are good at, you know, and to be praised, and to some extent, you know, people, you know, really looked up to you, that helped on my journey. And, you know, there was lots of bumps in the road, because in my city, it's quite a racist city. In fact, you know, we've been called one of the racist cities in the whole of Europe. You know, so to be a black young person, you know, at 20, going into, you know, university, and then I had a child as well. So, you know, I was a young person, wasn't a single parent, but, you know, it was still a bit of a challenge. I did become a single parent, and it wasn't easy to be the only black person in the university with a child, you know, when all the others were young and carefree. But I was determined, and I had to focus. Anyway, I went on, long story short, I went on to become a teacher. And then after getting into the school system, I was just unhappy with the way in which, you know, things happened. Okay, somebody's there putting something up there. I don't know what happened there. Can you see me? Right. Don't know what happened there. Okay. You playing with the camera, Raymond? I'm sorry I don't know your names. I can't blame you because I know it wouldn't be Terence. Jamaica wouldn't do that to me. Anyway, so basically, I went into the school system and I was so unsatisfied with the school system because my mindset was always very entrepreneurial. You know, I had my first business, you know, when I was about 18. You know, I was selling bits of plastic, I used to call it, from door to door, you know, and making money because, you know, I didn't have anyone giving me money. I had to kind of stand up on my own 2 feet from an early age. When I got this qualification, I went into these schools and I just seen all these kids failing with no hope and, you know, just a lot of tragedy around me. And my belief is, you don't fail at school; the school fails you. So in the end, long story short, I created a business plan and I set up the first school that was the first school in the United Kingdom that was a business, and also you know, for children who were supposedly challenging, for adults who'd never worked. You know, some of them got a job for the first time in my school. We trained them to be classroom assistants and mentors, and you know, that was 16 great years. You know, I got lots of awards. I went to Buckingham Palace, met the Queen, and got a medal. You know, so I'm considered a distinguished person in my country for my achievement. And I was also Liverpool's first black head teacher. So you can see me in the museum, but I'm not dead yet. So basically, that's kind of my story. But to get to Empower Network, about 8 years ago, I set up my own limited company. I left school and started working for government and being an advisor. And that was a typical thing. What head teachers did is, you know, you work for the government. You know, I had like, I don't have to say income disclaimer because this isn't to do with Empower Network, but, you know, $1,300 days, pay days consecutively as part of, you know, my package. So, you know, I was used to 5 up to 6-figure incomes and, you know, it was great. And then last year, ill health got, you know, a little bit of a problem for me, you know, and I had to make a decision. What am I going to do? Because I was a coach as well, you know, a certified coach. And I say that because I know in some countries anyone can be a coach and you don't have to go through any training or certification. In my country, you do. And I knew I couldn't get around. I literally couldn't walk at some, you know, for some point. And so, you know, again, I had to design my life. You know, all these phases that come, you know, where I come through. I designed my life, set up a school, and was kind of in charge of it like a business. It wasn't a normal school. Then I had to go to the next phase, which is designing my life as a business owner. And, you know, it wasn't all honky-dory. There was, we call it feast or famine. Some days you're getting lots of money, the next day you're getting money for months and weeks, you know, and if you haven't saved up any money, you know, you could go hungry. So, you know, then this phase came, which is what am I going to do now and how I'm going to manage my life. And I came looking online for leads, that's all, just leads for my coaching practice that I have, an online coaching practice. Well, I do offline stuff as well. And I come looking for leads, for people to come and buy the packages that I've got in the office, and for people to come and, you know, see if they'd like to get coaching directly from me. And basically what happened is I kind of got more and more drawn in to the culture of Empower Network. And I started to see that this is actually something that really resonates with me. You know, I could see that there was some great people like yourselves here, you know, a fantastic team we have at the Dream Team, you know, a real energy of let's do this, let's create our own lives, because we've all got very different stories. But what joins us together is our determination. What joins us together is our belief in ourselves, you know, that we can help other people. And that's really what's important, because that's what all my life has ever been about. Sometimes I say, well, you know, maybe I'm never really going to, you know, my mind is a money focused, my mind's people focused, and about team building. That's really who I am. So I got involved, and I started off with the blog, and then I got the inner circle, and I just kept upgrading and upgrades until I got all in. I won't go on about all the packages and everything, but that basically is what I've done in the last couple of months. Design my life around that, which is really convenient because I wasn't very mobile. But working with the likes of Nicole Cooper, who's just for me as a professional, she actually resonated because I'm going to be honest. When I got online, I thought you meet some really crazy people, and all kind of scams, and I was like most people think that the scammers and the robots, and they're not real people, and do I really want my reputation to be tarnished? I did, but the more I got to learn about it and see it and meet people like you guys, and what's magical is you can meet the person overnight, and then you form some fantastic relationships, like when we go to events. So to me, online is a fantastic place to design your life. It is a reality that if you're not online, you just don't exist. As a business, it's something you've really got to do if you want to survive in the business world. And there's lots of routes in it. I think it's a very personal choice how you do it. But for me, I've been building in terms of teams. I've got a little team that I'm building up. I've made some income disclaimer. I am not rich, but I'm working on it. So I've had a little payday. But what's been most important is the people you meet, is the energy that you get from it, is the belief and the learning curve that you can apply to your life, not just in terms of understanding the internet. It's so much more than that. It's about understanding relationships, building your other people around you, and just growing as an individual. That's it. I could go on for ages, but I won't hog too much of the airspace. But I can't say enough about how Empower Network has certainly worked for me in my life, and it's nothing to do with money, to be honest with you. I've paid for my home. I've got a beautiful home here. I don't owe any mortgage. I drive a top of the range car. I haven't got a lot of debts. Nothing to be worried about. So it is really, isn't it? It's really about the people you meet, the growth, the personal growth, the value you bring into other people's lives. That's what it's about. And everything else is all extra. So that's basically my story, Terence. So, thank you for inviting me here, and looking forward to hearing from.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something, Coach Glow. That was definitely informative, and I know you being out there in the UK, and I learned something new. What you said about, it being one of the most racist places in all of Europe, and me growing up, I definitely had that fear also, and it really sucks, but the way you manage to get through things, and really not take it face value, in other words, because when we take things at face value is when we really not really seeing that picture, because we're not focused on that, Of course, there's going to be people out there like that, but just like you said, if people to realize that being involved in a community like we're involved in, right? I mean, think about it. The world would probably be in a lot better position right now, and even regardless of even of the fakers, even trying to scam people in the industry itself as a whole. But your story is definitely informative, and I'm sure that everyone here on this panel, including myself, because you're not much older than all of us. I'm sure you're still in your.
I look young.
I'm sure you're still in your 20s. Look, I turn 25 every year. All right, so let's continue on here. You know what, man? I know Katrina wants to be last because she's always going first on the other previous hangout. So let's
Okay.
go on with my man, Big Ray. I haven't heard from Ray, man. Looking forward to hearing. Let's go forward, Ray. What's up, my brother? How are you?
Hey, my brother from another mother. This is Big Ray, otherwise known as your boy from Illinois, also known as the new moniker now as the Life Designer, and I am the founder of the Massive Freedom Project, which just kicked off. Is kicking off as we speak right now. Shout out to my boy Rocky Vega for doing the branding on this project. But you know, you you talk about living life by design. And that is exactly what I'm all about here. Hold on a minute while I correct my child for a moment. Serena, you're about to hit your sister. See that this is really let go. Let go. This is what freedom is all about. Being able to live and work at home and watch your kids grow up and and be a part of their rearing, regardless of what spouses may think. But in the beginning, you do whatever it takes. You got to do. You hustle your butt off to make things happen, and just one moment here. Let me. Yeah. So. Yeah, in the beginning, you do whatever it takes. You do whatever it takes to get out of the newbie zone and master the skills that will not only help you pay the bills in abundance in a later date, but also to attract the kind of people that you want to work with. And that is exactly what I have found here with Empower Network. I have found a group of like-minded people that that are willing to open their arms and help you out in any way that they can. And here's what's possible. You know what? I'll just start with my story. Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, I've been in the in and out of the network marketing business for about 20 years, give or take. It'll be 19 years coming up here very shortly. But I never really had a whole lot of success. But I learned a lot of what to do and what not to do in that time. And so about 4 or 5 years ago, I decided that it was time to get my CDL because I wasn't focused on network marketing at that time. I was basically living what society teaches us, to go ahead and go to school, get a good job that hopefully makes a lot of money, and live your life, and hope you don't die before before retirement age. So I mean, for the first 6 months, it was great. I was traveling all across America and getting paid for it, but I was living in the truck because I mean, I was on my way to being single again at the time, and I wasn't going to be home. So what good was really paying for an apartment that I wasn't going to be living in? So I just packed up. I sold what I could, packed up everything else in storage, and I just moved in the truck and lived a nomadic lifestyle for a while. About maybe 3 years into, about 2.5 years into that lifestyle, I met a woman online from the Philippines. Well, we went ahead and developed a relationship, and I ended up going over and meeting her for the first time. And today, that woman is now my wife. We now have 2 beautiful little girls, and even though when she came to the United States, I was still in the trucking industry. After a while, it became a bit much on me, and I wanted to be home more. I wanted to really enjoy the family that I have now, and so I began looking for a way to exit the industry and come home for good. Well, January 17th, that happened. January 17th was my last day in the truck, and I have been, working from home almost nonstop ever since. But I have been to every single event so far, and let me tell you, the growth that comes out of attending events is absolutely phenomenal, because you get around these leaders that have been around for decades, and it's like you become an information sponge. You just absorb everything that they say. You almost want to have their millionaire sweat dripping off of you. So I mean, I found myself sitting in the front row at a lot of events, and just so I can go ahead and hang on every word that either Dave Wood or Aaron Rashkin or Michelangelo Lopez would say, and be so close to that they would actually notice me. Well, in that time, I have been able to get content ranked on the first page of Google, which with our blogging system is not that difficult at all. Because of the weight that the Empower Network domain carries. And I have been able to get noticed, get traffic, basically. I have been able to go ahead and, because of the training that we have inside Empower Network, I have taken a domain name from no traffic at all to have it globally ranked within 60 days. On Alexa. Now, if you don't know what Alexa.com is, it is a ranking service that ranks websites worldwide and by country by the amount of traffic it gets. And this is all stuff that we teach inside the Empower Network. Now, who is Empower Network for? Well, as Gloria mentioned, it's for anyone who's looking for a lead generation system. It's anyone who is looking to improve their leadership skills. And it's also for anyone that is looking to brand themselves online and set themselves apart from the pack. Because let's face it, you may be in a network marketing business, you may have an existing brick and mortar business, you may be looking to build an online presence, but if you are not setting yourself apart from the pack, you're just blending in and being a part of society, and you're not going to see the success that you want unless you stand out. And that's what we bring to the table here in Empower Network. So, with that, go ahead and take it over, Terrence.
Oh man, hey, wait, let me just say one thing, man. I commend you, man. I know about you, I know about you not driving the truck no more. But that story this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is why, even in any type of company, in other words, the community itself of network marketing, this is what it does. Except what Empower does for you as an individual, as a marketer, is just like what Ray has been saying right now, and just like what Coach Grove said earlier. It's so you can get leads, learn how to get leads, learn how to generate traffic, learn how to even use Facebook, learn how to generate relationships with people, right? Learn how to get solo ads. A lot of people who are out there in the industry are not doing that. But besides that, Ray, man, that story of how you meeting your wife now, who is your wife online, and you go out to the Philippines, you link up, and you guys are married, and you guys have a family. Like, that's not the norm, but if you look at it, it's starting to become that way because everyone, like I said earlier, is online. And by 2020, believe me, you're probably going to be hearing about people, oh yeah, I met her online. Oh yeah, I met my wife online. Like, there's going to be a lot more of that going around, you know what I'm saying? But now, man, thank you so much, man. That was nice, man. I bless you, man. I got nothing but love for you, my brother, and I can't wait to see you Can't wait to see you in Orlando, my man.
Let
Can't
me
wait.
let me just interject this one thing.
Go
If
ahead,
you
Mama.
take if you look at Groupon, they are a multi-million-dollar business, and they have one of the ugliest websites on the internet. But yet, what their business model is all they do is they collect emails. And that's another thing that Empower Network teaches you how to do is to like you said, through driving traffic, through funnel creation, and collect emails. We do the exact same thing as Groupon does, just on a smaller scale until we can scale up. So the Empower Network is actually a lead-in system to developing your own 6, 7, and possibly even 8-figure business online and offline. Not just within Empower Network, but outside of using the information that we have available. Now, of course, since I mentioned income, the results are not typical. Because we're not typical, and your results may vary, and nothing. It's not a guarantee of income by any means. But that's thank you very much for inviting me on this hangout, Terrence. And I look forward to meeting you in Orlando, in masterminding with you. And that's another powerful thing about getting to events, just getting around people and sharing ideas with each other. So back to you.
Yeah, man. You know what? Indeed, and yeah, you definitely said about the collecting emails. I definitely left that out, but yeah, it's that is the business. We want to collect leads as much as we possibly can, right? And send these people to our to our capture page, right? And then from that capture page, go to maybe another page where you showing them a training, right? And then to the sales video, or to your own sales video, or to the company sales video. Even Dave's a good seller. I mean, the guy gets things done. He'll get it sold as long as you set it up right. You know what I mean? But you know, and that about the events. The opportunity of masterminding. I mean, I got that in DC. I got that in Colorado. Um, there's nothing that I mean, and you know what? It's so overwhelming because people are shooting so many ideas at you, right? But the bottom line is that when you're hearing those ideas or even sharing your own at the same time, but you're hearing those ideas, you're going to dissect what you heard and you're going to absorb what's working for you. I mean, the best marketer is the one who is just himself. It's not the one who's trying to impress their team by, doing something that's not real, or it's not the one who's saying things that they supposedly have or made and did not. It's just about being you and being real. If you notice, leaders become leaders. How? By just being real. And that's just being them. If you know that you're a teacher, if you know you have that spirit inside to teach people, to share some type of value, do it. Then you know you can become a leader. Then you know that this business, this community is for you. Then you know that you belong here. Then you know you need to hit the link down below and join Team Blitz and the Dream Team right now. It's that simple because it's all about making that decision, guys. You can either live by design or you can live by default. Guys, I race every day to work, right? Network marketer, an online marketer who races to work, but uses that money and invests back into my business and building it. And right now, Team Blitz is on a momentum right now where I'm just going to go super massively hard because we all deserve to be on that stage, every single one of us. We did not join this business just because we want to make chump change, or just because we want to pay our phone bill, or just because we want to pay our car note. Nah, sorry. That's that thinking small. That's that condition like we was talking about before. That's that living by default, thinking by default. That's just exactly that. But you know what? Let me kick it off right here. And I want to thank my man, Big Sean SJ, for getting on board. Hail to the king. Hail to the king, baby.
Rise,
The floor
rise, my
is
son,
yours,
rise,
baby.
rise.
The floor is yours. Let's go. Woo!
Hey, can
Awesome,
you hear
buddy.
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, buddy. We can
Oh,
hear you.
okay, okay. Hey, one thing I want to say before I get to rambling on, y'all not connected to this man on Facebook. He posted some of the craziest videos. Y'all need to connect to Freeman for real. I was looking at some of the videos you posted. I'm like, where did this guy get these videos from? Especially the video about what's the guy? He said something about, oh, you got a problem? I thought that was real hilarious. That problem video, but. Not to bore y'all with my random talk, but you know, before Empower Network came about, you know, I was kind of seasoned. I've been around for a while. I knew Tracy Walker from a previous system. I knew a lot of the people that's in the Dream Team now, and at that point in my life and my business, I was pretty much struggling. You know, sometimes it's a figure until you make it. I was faking it and hoping I was making it at the time because I wasn't making even $25 a month in residual income. It seemed like the more I make, the more I had to pay out because I was doing this, I was doing so many different things looking for the secret. And just one magically day, I'd never be on Skype. Tracy Walker hit me up on Skype. It was like, Sean, why we never worked together yet? I was like, Tracy, that's a good question. So Empower Network had just came about, and I was just looking for something just to have some success. You know, like I said, I've been around the block a time of 20. And I struggled and struggled and struggled. And when she introduced it to me, $25, I said, I spend that at work one day at lunch. I can invest it in a business. So, you know, I took that lead, got involved, and within my first month, I made some money. I'm not going to tell you how much I'm going to make because I don't know how to say that Empower Network phrase, speech, or whatever. So I'm not going to talk about money too much, but I made some money. And then time progressed, I started contacting people I knew because I saw opportunity and I started making more money. But something crazy happened. My mom died like a month after I got in, and I pretty much fell off the map after that. I pretty much was frustrated. I was lost. Didn't know where to go. You couldn't even call me about the business, and I pretty much wanted to quit. So one particular day, I was at that breaking point, and I texted Tracy, and I was like, how do I cancel? And she was like, why? And then, you know, I thought about it. I was like, well, she ain't trying to convince me to stay in. She asked me why I want to cancel. So I thought about it and thought about it. I like, well, my mom is passing and she's in a better place. That's what people say, she's in a better place. I'd rather be selfish and have her here, but I know I can't, so I had to kind of think about she would want me to move forward. So during that process of me thinking about that and just thinking about all the people I brought on my team and thinking about all the people that was looking up to me, not only my business but my family, you know, I just made the decision to just stick with it. And the crazy thing about it before I text Tracy, I had called a whole lot of people on my team telling I was going to quit. I told them to cancel. So after I came to my senses, I had to go back and get the phone. I said, no, don't cancel. Don't cancel. I'm not going anywhere. So to make a long story short, I stayed in and I had my first, I don't want to say the money because I don't even know the speech. Let me tell you, I made my first $1,000 online. Results are not typical. Visit our Empower Network, income disclaimer. I put it away. And I never made $1,000 online before, and that like woke me up. That woke me up, and that's when I really started getting into the business. Like I said again, I'm seasoned at that point. I kind of knew a little bit, but still I wasn't making income. So once I started getting all the training, you know, my business started changing. I started making more money. I started, you know, generating more leads. I started meeting people from all around the world just because of my marketing, and things just started to prosper. I was at the very first event, which was in Atlanta, because I came on the Empower Network probably 2 weeks after lunch. I was at the very first event, which is in Atlanta. That's when all of us actually fit in Tracy's house, you know, and that was awesome. And then I went to the next event that was in San Diego. Then I was called on stage in Austin, Texas, for making over $30,000. Again, results are not typical. I'm not the average guy. I might know a little bit more than you, but because you're here and because you're going to make a decision, and because you're watching us in this group hangout, and because you still listen to me, I'm pretty sure you're going to get involved because I'm going to share a little bit more information on why this is going to work for you and why you can make that decision today. Just push that start button. So, again, I went to the next event, which is in Chicago. But then I missed a couple of events. I haven't been to events since Chicago because now I have a 10-month-old son. You know, things kind of changed in my life, so I had to, my family come first before business. So I had to take care of some things in my life first before I could be able to get back on that saddle and come to the event, which I will be in Orlando. So kind of the fast forward, you're here trying to figure out, is Empower Network for you? I'm pretty sure you heard the stories and you're probably like, okay, but what can you do for me? I heard your story, but what can you do for me? And I'll share something real simple. If you're looking at this video or you're looking at this Google Hangout later, if you're on my blog, on Charles' blog, or wherever page you may see this video on, here's why Empower Network is for you if you're already in the business. First of all, we're going to give you the mindset, because the marketing, that's easy. Trust me, it's easy once you grasp it. But if you don't believe you can do it, it means nothing. It really don't. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there, had all the gurus' information, and got no results. But I see other people get results. Why? Because they know, they believe they can do it before they get the result. And me, I second-guessed myself at that time. So we have all the marketing information. You want to learn how to do Facebook? Great. You want to learn how to make people buy through your copywriting? Great. We got all that stuff. You want to learn how to generate leads on demand while you're out with your family? Great. We got all that stuff. But first, you got to get up here right. So you got to read some personal development books. You got to detach yourself from the negativity that is in your life. Because honestly, a lot of people want to see you fail. When they see you doing something new that's going to lift you up, a lot of people really don't want you to do that. They want you to stay right here with them. They don't want you to progress. But you got to separate yourself from that. And you got to surround yourself with like-minded people who are going maybe not in the same direction, but they're going in the similar direction, which is progress. So, you know, to kind of move forward, the reason Empower Network before you, maybe you're in It's Works, maybe you're in Scanner Body, maybe you're in Amway, maybe you're in DS Domination, maybe you're in Prepaid. I don't know what company you're in. But first of all, we're going to help you change your mind. Then on the backside, we're gonna make the process of you building your business that much easier, because we're going to give you a viral blogging system. And the viral blogging system, you heard people explain it, but I'm going to explain it a little bit different. The viral blogging system is the way for you to brand yourself, not your prepaid legal company, not your It's Works. You brand you, because at the end of the day, people don't join companies, they join people. Think about that. If you're in the business right now, think about the person you joined. You didn't join because of the business. You really joined because of the person, because you believe they can get you to the other side of where you need to be. That's all Empower Network is going to do for you. It's going to let you brand yourself. When you're blogging about your business and your product or service, or you're blogging about maybe your life, you went to Disneyland, and people see your lifestyle, people want to be a part of that. And like Sharon said earlier, be authentic, be you. Don't try to be me. Don't go put this on. They're going to know that you're trying to be like Super Duper Sean. Be yourself. Don't try to be like anybody else. And guess what? You're not going to speak to everybody. Everybody ain't going to want to get down with me with this. They might, oh, he's not professional. But there's another guy out there, another female out there that see me and be like, Sean, cool, I can work with him, because he's not the suit and tie guy. He's not the uppity guy. He's down to earth, and he's kicking it like it is, and he's giving you some knowledge. So be yourself. Brand yourself, but do it through the Empower Network blogging system. Now, here's where it gets tricky. You just want to be a customer. Great. You don't want to build a Empower Network. You know what? Hey, okay, I respect that. Just get the $25 blogging system. Make your life easy, because I have a blog outside of Empower Network, and I lost it about 10 times. And trust me, when you lose a blog that you done built with content and all that information, because you're trying to put in one plugin that kill your blog, you don't want to, trust me, you don't want to be there. I've been there. So we make the process easier for you to just come in. It's a plug and play. You can go to Fiverr, spend $5, maybe 10, get a banner, a footer, and maybe 15, and a side widget. If you don't know, get back to the person who got you here. Just kind of ask them what he was talking about for Fiverr. Basically, you get a banner that's brand you. You get a footer that brand you. You get a widget that brand you. Now you can go out and promote you. But you got to end company, which, like I said, it could be It's Works, anybody, Amway, or whatever. But here's what people miss. Here's what people miss. And I learned this like a long time ago when I first got on the internet, and I started learning how to make money when people don't join me. See, everybody's not going to join you. So out of the 10 no's out of the 10 people you contact or who contact you, and out of the 9 no's, what do you do with the 9 no's? You got a yes. Yeah, that's great. But what do you do with the 9 no's? Well, they want to learn how to build their business. So you're using Power Network as a funded proposal, and that's basically giving them information on what they want. You take that money that you make from a Power Network, if you become an affiliate, and then you add it back to your business. Now your store is running, everything is good. Now when you need a solo ad, we teach you how to do that inside the product. Now when you need to learn how to copyright, we teach all that. And now you can upgrade, get different products and services inside the Power Network to build your business. Now you can look different from every small Joe who's just going out promoting the regular business site. That doesn't, the only thing different on is your name and your phone number at the top right hand corner. That's the only thing different. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be different. You want to set yourself aside from them. So I'm not going to get deep into the marketing and deep into everything that Power Network offers, but kind of getting back to my story, you know, I met a whole lot of people. I didn't know Terrence was in Denver because I was in Denver. I'm sorry, I might have ran into you, but I actually didn't know who you was. But now I do. We've been connecting on Facebook recently, and you're going to get around a lot. The thing I love about the company and the thing I love about a team, you get around people who got your back. And a lot of times that's all you need. It don't matter what company you're in. It really doesn't matter what company you're in. But you get around, did somebody just take a picture with me or something? It's like my camera just took a picture of me and messed me up. Was that you, Terrence? That scared the mess up. Okay, well, you got me, man. I'm like, what in the world? But, I mean, at the end of the day, you want to be able to, you're in your business for one reason, to live your life by design. And that's basically what Terrence is talking about on this highway. You're in it to live your life by design. You want to be able to maybe not take your kids to daycare. You want to be there with them. Maybe you want to go to the PTA meeting every time they have one, not because you might be off that day or you have to take leave from work. Maybe you want to go on a family vacation, not worry about who's going to cover your shift and things of that nature. Maybe you just want to be able to get a new car. I don't know your situation. I don't know your why. But all of us have a why. You know, before I got into Power Network, just before I got into Power Network, I was a police officer. And, you know, I was working crazy 12-hour shifts. And when I started generating income, and that kind of set me free a little bit and had me to look back. So, I can actually take a downgrade because, trust me, I still work. I don't believe in subtraction. I believe in addition. Until I'm making the money that I feel I need to be making, I'm always going to keep a job. I mean, I believe in addition. I don't believe in subtraction. So some people look at it like, oh, man, but I make more. I probably made more money than some people working that business full-time. And I have a job. It's because I know leverage. I know how to use the system. You know, I learned from the best Tracy Walker, who was $1 million earner with this side of our company. So if I can take maybe 10% of her information and apply it to myself, I think that's awesome. And that's the type of people you're going to get connected to. The Tracy Walkers, the David Woods, the Terrence Freeman, you know, everybody. I don't know everybody's name on the Hangout, but everybody else is on the Hangout. You're going to get connected to these type of people. And like my buddy said, become a sponge. Suck up information. The one thing that hold people back is pride and thinking that they know everything. But you can give somebody advice today on how to do something. Tomorrow you'll see them on Facebook doing the exact same thing you told them not to do because it's insanity, doing the same thing over and over, thinking they can get a different result. And they just don't. They have too much pride because they don't want to say that you're right, I'm wrong, and we need to cut that. Be a sponge, learn, be open. Don't think everybody's after your money. Trust me, $25 ain't going to change my life. Don't think you will. I'm trying to help you change your life and give you some of that missing knowledge that your sponsor may haven't told you other than stuffing that memory jargon in your face. They do work, but they work at a certain point. They do work, though. I'll be honest, they do work because I did it, but you want to be able to have leverage. That's not leverage. You want leverage when you want leverage. And you want to be able to experience, you know, different things in life. And again, you want to live your life by design. So I'm kind of running out of things to say, man. I'm excited that I finally got on one of your Hangouts. I couldn't get on one about 2 weeks ago. But you have things at your disposal like Hangouts, team. Look, what I make doesn't impact Terrence. What he makes doesn't impact me, but we're together. So when you can do that, when you can have unity, and not worry about, oh man, I ain't getting on his Hangout because I ain't gonna make no money. This is Team Blitz, or Team Blitz or whatever. No, we're a family here. And you know, my wife gave me permission to get on this Hangout because she actually wanted me to sit down and watch Bad Girls. I do watch Bad Girls, yes. Every now and then she make me watch Brian Girl, but I told her, I said, no, I made a commitment. Tonight I'm going to get on the hangout, and then probably when I get off the hangout, we're gonna finish looking at True Blood. I just got into True Blood. We're on season 5, so we've been going through that. So just things like that. It's just the little things, being able to spend time with your family and checking your email and so you just signed up a new member or you made a commission. Trust me, don't make this hard. Make a decision. Take action. I mean, you can't afford to invest $25 into something that's going to help you change your life just off, even if you do it as a customer and get on the hangouts and get on the calls and learn stuff. I've learned so much information from young guys. I'm 40 years. I'm telling you, I'm 40 years old. I've been around the block. I saw Paul. We got a guy on that team named Paul. I saw him when he couldn't even speak in a room in Austin, Texas. Trust me. And now you look, he's killing it. And it's why? Because he stayed in, he made a decision, and now he's like one of the top people in the company just killing it. And the guy ain't even 30 years old. So if he can do it, I know damn well you can do it. And I know everybody can do it. So, just make a decision, get back to the person, or just click the link right below, make a $25 decision. If you don't want to be an affiliate right now, that's great. We understand. Just go ahead and get in, suck up the information, learn how to use the information and the blogging system to build whatever you're building, and that way you can look totally different and have success and how other people in your company come back and be like, man, what you doing? Can you show me? And then guess what? Bam, man, you can show them and you can make some money if you're an affiliate if you choose to, but it's not mandatory. So I'm going to pass it back over to you, man. I'm excited. I can't wait to get to Orlando. Haven't brought my stuff yet. See, I'm transparent. I haven't got my ticket yet. Haven't got my hotel because it's almost like a last-minute decision. I got to see what my wife and my son going to do because I want them to go, but I don't think she want him to fly yet because it's not one. It'll be one of them. But, I'm just super excited because I have seen a lot of people experience. Brian Kane is not. I say a lot of people experience growth. I met a lot of people who I've seen on the internet, like Shalonda, Carlton, Adrian Hines. I met a lot of people, and it just makes the business that much better when you go to an event, because an event gives a business like blood. It gives it a beating heart. You actually can see what you're involved in, and then you hear all the stories, and you think your story bad. Trust me, your story ain't half bad as the next person that you might meet at the event. So make a decision. Click the button below. Like we always say, click the button below. And I hope I'll see you at the next event. And one tradition before I go, it's the tradition I do. Every event I go to, you get to put this on. If you put this on, something magically might happen. I don't know what it is, but I got some pictures. I post people. What? Trust me. Matter of fact, I want to make this sure. I went to Denver. When I was at Denver, this is a true story, and I'm gonna leave with this. I was at Denver, and I was in the food court area. After we came out, I think it was an intermission or something like that. So we were just talking. A couple came up to me from Africa, and they thought I was a king. Shit you not, excuse my French. They thought I was a king, and I was like, no, you're a king. I was like, can we get a picture? You're already king. They took pictures with me. They were sending them back home. And I told them, I said, no, I'm here at an event. I'm not a king. It's just something I always wear when I come to the event on Saturdays. And it messed me up, man. They truly thought I was a king. So, hey, come to the event. Somebody might think you're royalty. I don't know. But, hey, I'm going to turn it back over to you, man. I enjoyed this hangout. And, hey, thank you for giving me the opportunity to get on and share a little bit of information with everybody.
Hey, Sean, man, thank you, my brother. Hey, first and foremost, man, let me say sorry about Mom Duke, man, and we haven't met. I met so many people when I went to Denver. That was the first event. I was just blown. And guys, just to add on to what Sean was saying, I mean, Paul Gardner is a prime example. I remember when I came into the Dream Team, and he was already in. I believe he was already in. But seeing the growth from where he was where he was at in the beginning, right, to where he is now, okay, and generating the income that he's generating these days, well, the past 4 or 5 months now, residually, building it. 5+ figure income. And guys, income disclaimer. Look, it takes hard work and it's up to you. That's the bottom line. Because living by default, that income is very far away. It is. It truly is. Even for the typical business owner who goes to work, open up the gates, lift it up, waiting for the certain amount of people who come in. He probably got a counter in his hand. Click, 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 click. And then breaking down numbers. Guys, that's not design. This is why Empower Network gives you the opportunity to absorb the modules, the tools, and I'm not going to tell you to get all in either. Because if you're not all in, just like SJ said, if you're not all in here, if you really don't believe you can do this, don't bother getting in at all. I'm serious. Because I only work with leaders. Sean only works with leaders. Ray only works with leaders. Glow, leaders. Katrina, leaders. That's how you build a team. That's how you build a legacy. People do network marketing for one reason only, guys, and that is to get free. Sooner or later, it hits them in their hard head, just like mine was. It's just as hard as a rock. Okay? Just like I said earlier, I wanted it fast. Damn near got in trouble. Almost caught a bullet. Almost ended up doing time that really wasn't for me. I was giving my time to the system. No. And guys, I'm being truthful. And guys don't even know half my story. But just like I said in my last hangout, you will hear it when I step on that stage. That's a fact. Because the story's going to make you cry. Then it's going to give you a little smile here or there. Then it's going to give you something to think about. Then it's going to tell you, God damn, things is definitely possible. Because at the end of the day, living by design is all about putting it in here and creating it and deciding and making that decision that you need something more. That is more to life than just having the 9 to 5. There's more to life than just working for someone else and building their dream. There's more to life than just going to the supermarket and packing bags. There's more to life than being a security guard at the Gap store. There's more to life than being a Sprint merchant or even a vendor in the mall, waiting for all those people to come by from you. When you know you have it in you to be the leader that you are. That's why God put you here. He didn't put you here to work for someone else. He put you here for a reason, guys. All of us. Even you guys who are newbies, who are watching right now. If you see below, there's a big, big button. It says click here. It's in red. You can't miss it. If you really want to focus in life and you really want to make a decision, do it right now. Click the link below. Get started with Team Blitz and the Dream Team. And we're going to empower your life just by you focusing and implementing the modules that are taught inside the back office. But don't jump all in if you can't swim and if you're not all in here. And I'm serious. Do not jump all in. But if you can swim, and you are all in here, and you know that you got it right here, you're ready to go, and you're ready to lock arms with us and blitz and make a whole new movement in this industry, then click that big red button down below and get started with us, guys. It's that simple. This is all about being a family and empowering each other's lives. You cannot live by design by yourself. Okay? Even the top entrepreneur needs his minions, right? And I say minions because at the end of the day, you're going to need somebody to wash your car. You're going to need somebody to cut the grass. You're going to need somebody to come clean your house. You're going to need, hello. But it's up to the individual, right? It's up to that person to really make the decision. Do I want to keep cleaning this person's house? These people are replaceables, right? like the Expendables. But these people are replaceable, guys. You know. And I heard that back in stage. I mean, I went to see Miles Monroe in Atlanta. You know, and he said it best. He said, "You want to die empty. You don't want to die with all the baggage that you have. You know how many people die with all that baggage? You know how many celebrities, how many top dreamers, I mean, stories are in that cemetery that we don't even know about?" Dude, when he said that, I was blown. I didn't even think of it like that, guys. And I'm like, wow, that is serious business right there. And if the person doesn't get that, there are definitely zombies out here. Because there are zombies out here, guys. There's zombies, there's sheep, there are people who just don't want to listen, there are people who just really want to be comfortable. And let me tell you, when you are doing a business like this, you can smell these people. You will know not to even go up to that individual. I don't go up to everybody like I used to, the way I was in my previous business. I don't. And I learned that valuable lesson here in Empower Network, guys. By exactly what comes out of Dave Wood's mouth, by exactly what comes out of Dave Sharp's mouth, by exactly what comes out of the people's mouths here on the panel. Wow, look at that beautiful baby. What? He is open. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying, guys? And there it is, guys. Look, even that's really life right there, guys. I remember my son was, man, he's 14 now, and he's already beating 18-year-olds on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even want to play against the 12 and 13-year-olds anymore. So, at the end of the day, we live by either default or design, right? And the decision is up to you. That's why we're here, and that's why we're providing you with this type of inspiring information and informative info that's going to help you transform your life. Just as long as you get it all in here, click the link below, fill out that application, and get started. Guys, you're going to spend $25 on lunch tomorrow. By Sunday, you're going to be upset because you went out Saturday night and you're broke. Let us help you. Let us show you a way. There's no need to even continue living by default. But let me continue on here because we got Katrina. Katrina, you heard it from everybody else, and I know that you are fired up. The information that I'm about to hear is probably going to blow me away. So I am looking forward to it. Introduce yourself. Let the people know exactly where you're from. Let's go, beautiful. Go. The floor is yours.
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you. You good.
Okay, hi, I'm Katrina. I'm from Chicago, and before I even get started, I have to say a few things. Sean, I'm so sorry for your loss, the loss of your mother. I know I don't know you, but I'm sorry you had to feel that pain. And Gloria, you have the most beautiful accent I've ever heard. I am absolutely fascinated by accents, and yours is just, I love hearing you talk. I didn't want you to stop talking. So, Terrence, yours is just okay. And Ray, thank you for being on the call. I guess Terrence wants me to tell my story. I just came out the closet about this about a week ago. Let me back up. I'm very young. I probably don't look like it, but I'm 26 years old. I'm from Chicago, and I'm kind of the opposite of my brother. He doesn't, he was a hardhead. I find myself being a bit more submissive. He doesn't like rules. I abide by the rules, and I'm a big fan of college and all that jazz. Not to put you down or anything, Terrence, because I know you're a very intelligent man. But he didn't do college. I do the college thing, and I would encourage it if it's for other people. But what I want to get at is, like I said, I'm 26, and actually 8 years ago, on my birthday, my 18th birthday, I was diagnosed with MS, and that's what I, just came out of the closet about, and it's led me to my other business, and that led me to the Empower Network. That's how I met Terrence. And it's been a wild ride. You know, I always joke about it because I just have to. I always say, you know, if I don't joke about it, if I don't laugh about it, I'm gonna be crying about it. You know, so I joke a lot about my physical situation to the point where some people have to say, I have a series of nicknames, but sometimes they have to say, Frenchie, that's not funny, you know? And I'm like, well, it was funny to me. And they're like, no, that's not funny. You know what? That's just go somewhere and sit down. And so that's part of my story. And that's actually how I met Terrence. And it kind of fits into what you guys were saying. You guys were saying that everyone has a story, and some of them are really nasty. And I can tell you a lot of things about these last 8 years that, as Terry said, it'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, and things like that. But I think it all fits into how this all fits into the Empower Network is, and in life in general, is overcoming. And I've been making these videos on YouTube, just marketing tips or whatever, and it fits into that, overcoming and really showing the greatness that's within you, because I'm a firm believer that everybody has greatness within them. I know people say that, but I truly believe it, and even I believe it so much that my sister, she's just like, well, I don't believe that. And I'm like, well, I believe it, you know, so we're kind of different in that I have multiple sisters, but I truly believe that when I say that there is greatness within everybody. And I think one thing about this company is it allows you to be you. It allows you to show the greatness that's within you. It allows you to get out of your comfort zone and really be you. And I've really gotten out of my comfort zone. Like, me even being on this hangout right now is speaking on it, us being live, is me getting out of my comfort zone, because I don't really like things like that. I mean, if I have something to say, then I'll say it or whatever, and I can be talkative or whatever, just by nature. So I can be talkative, but really this whole recording myself and putting myself out there, there's something that terrifies me. You know, I don't know why, but it scares the pants off of me. It really does. And so it helps you get out of your comfort zone, and at the same time it helps you be yourself, because while I do have a shy nature to me, when I'll also say that there are just a bunch of random facts in my head, like to the point where my family makes fun of me, you know, because I'm like, hey, I have something to tell you. And they're like, it's going to be another one of your random facts again, isn't it? But I find through doing these videos that I'm sharing value with other people. I'm not just speaking for the sake of speaking. I'm sharing value with other people, and I'm actually helping them in their business if they will accept that help. Just like this is helping, the Empower Network is helping me in my business or whatever. So I think that's what's pretty cool about it. And just the community. I've never been to an event. I got in a year ago, but I had to stop just for personal reasons, and I resumed in June. And so here I am now. I've never been to an event. I know my sponsor is going to give me crap about this, but Orlando, I'm still up in the air about that. And Terrence Freeman is my sponsor. But I mean, I really like this. Honestly, I'm really digging this, even more than I thought I would be. Because, like I said, there's something terrifying to me about making videos and putting myself on the internet. I don't know if that scares anyone else, but that scares the heck out of me, you know. And so it's getting me out of my comfort zone. And one thing I will say, that I made a video, and it's actually called Prove Them Wrong. And I'm not trying to be pompous or anything like that, but one thing I have discussed on these hangouts is that people, now I'm not talking about my family, because I have an extremely supportive family, but one thing I will say is that I went to college, and I went to an out-of-state college by myself, and when I was in college, I studied in France. So I was near you, Gloria. I studied in France. I did it by myself. I did it without any kind of walking assistance or anything like that. And I think there were some people who thought that I couldn't do it. And so I made this video to say, prove them wrong, because that's kind of how it is in business. Sometimes people may think that you can't do it, and it's not because that's the truth. You know, the truth is you're amazing. There's so, oh my goodness, there's so much a person can do just because that's how God created you. You're amazing. So it's not that that person is correct in saying what you can't do. So many times people say what you can't do because they can't do it, or because they've never seen it done. And so in me making that video about proving them wrong, that's what I want everyone to do in business. And if you're, no matter what business you're in, I don't care if you're in traditional or non-traditional business, prove people wrong, because there's something about when people see that you're doing things, you said that earlier, Terrence, sometimes they want to keep you down, you know. If they haven't reached that level or exceeded that level, they want to keep you down. And so many times in business, you have to prove people wrong. You don't have to say, you know, I showed you or anything like that, but your actions just can prove people wrong in your success. So I hope I am off the stand now, Terry. Back to you, Sonny. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I just want to say thank you. Yeah, you know what, Katrina, and just like you said, you didn't, you know, you were shy before. You weren't talking about doing videos. You weren't doing hangouts. You weren't, and look where you are now. You know, it's all a process. It's the same way as, you know, I mean, like I said in the last hangout, if you look at it, everything's a system, right? We follow a system, whether it's to graduate high school, whether it's to graduate, I mean, you know, get our degree at a university, or even our trade. Same way with Ray when he decided to be a truck driver. He had to learn how to drive that truck. You know, it's a system, and you make that decision to learn it. But imagine, right, if people make the decision to learn something that's going to boost up your confidence, going to boost up your personal development, and your, that right there, my friend, is exactly what this is all about. And that is why you are on this hangout. That is why you heard it from everyone here on this panel. You heard all the stories, guys. Everyone has different stories. Just like our handprints. We all have different handprints, right? And just like I did the last hangout, none of them are the same. Every single one of us on this planet who is walking this planet, there might be similar stories, but they are different circumstances, my friend. That's the difference right there. And that is why you have to make the decision to get in, join Team Blitz, join the Dream Team, and get your life empowered with the network amongst a community of entrepreneurs, people who speak life into other people's lives. That's exactly what you might be just missing right now. It could just be that. You go to work every day, you hear the same conversations from the same mouths every day. Nothing changed. It's either about sports, It's either about, did you see this last night, that last night, some type of episode on TV, some new music video that really is irrelevant because you don't make money from it. None of these things. None of these things, right? So here you have an opportunity to click the link below, make that decision, get started, and make an impact in your life and in your family's lives. Because it's not about you anymore. It's only the selfish ones who really don't go far. They keep cutting the same grass where there's no more grass to cut. You know why? Because God ain't going to give you all of that grass. That's it. You're being too selfish. And that's what happens, guys. Don't you see? The ones who give, get. You see it. You see it. Even the ones who are doing dirt behind people's back, the ones who doing some type of illegal activity, whatever, right? And this is not to boast them up, but when they give, for some reason, they still stay afloat. For some reason, and it's all about giving, right? And that's exactly what everyone here on this panel gave. They gave you valuable insight. They gave you inspiring insight. They gave you personal development. They gave you their story, which is the most important thing. Without your story, your market is dead. It is. When you walk into the McDonald's, does the manager tell you, oh my God, you know, I started back in high school and I, you know, didn't graduate, so I ended up working in the behind the cash register, but I worked my way up. You don't hear that. You don't hear the story. You know what I mean? You're not going to hear the story. You know? But you hear the stories here, guys. The stories are going to push you. They're going to help you make that decision to click the link below and get started with this, guys. Because it's all about making that decision. You know? And, you know, Katrina, again, like I said, she decided to come back because she got started with me back in early spring. She was with me for quite a few months. And then under the circumstances, she had to handle what she had to handle, but she decided to come back, and she decided to come all in. I didn't call her to come all in. I haven't spoken to her for months.
Terrence, will you please allow me to say this?
Yeah, go ahead. What's yours?
He didn't even believe me when I told him I did it. He did not believe me. We're on the phone, and I told him I did it, and he just went completely silent to the point where I didn't even know if he was still on the phone. I'm like, did this guy hang up on me? And then the next thing that came out of his mouth, I swear this is what he told me. After I said I did it, and, you know, he went silent, and then he said, no, you didn't. And I was like, I swear I did. So to kind of back up what he said, no, he didn't tell me to do it. He didn't even believe me when I did it. You know, I did it on his birthday. And I had to tell him, yes, I did do it. I did it on your birthday. And so he didn't pressure me or anything like that. So sorry, I love you. I really do. I just had to tell that little piece about you.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I did. I was just shocked, in all honesty, because I really didn't, you know. And again, she, you know, she decided to take action, guys, and that's what this is about. It's about taking action. I didn't tell her to go all in. She decided to do it, and now she's using the modules. She's doing more videos. Day by day, she's becoming more and more informative because she is absorbing the information, guys. And then, again, you're going to be seeing in the future, within the next 90 days, a total different side of Katrina. Same way with Coach Close. Same way with Ray. Same way with me. Everything transformed. You know? And guys, just to let you guys know, Jill Ashley Lorraine wanted to get on this hangout, my girlfriend, my wife-to-be, but obviously she's got some technical camera issues, or the Google Hangout is not letting her log in. So her message here is basically to live and go through life with intent, with the intention, and don't take any BS, and just to keep it moving. And I wanted her to attend this hangout because she always adds positive insight. I mean, she's a stockbroker. She works amongst an ocean of sharks. You know what I mean? Which is mainly all men. And she makes a lot of money, more so than a lot of men that I know, and more so than a lot of those sharks in the ocean. But it's all about the confidence, right? And that's what this is all about. It's, guys, making that decision. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, you join right now, you're going to make 1,000 tomorrow, 10,000. Ray's not telling you that. Glow, Katrina, Sean Johnson, he's not telling you that. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's income disclaimer. It's up to you. It takes very hard work to get this done and believing in yourself. Because it's very easy to stay comfortable, but it's very hard to get uncomfortable and really stay there. Okay? Entrepreneurs, they always put themselves in an uncomfortable position every time. And that is why they reach their goals. That is why they hit the next level. They reach their goals, they hit the next level, because each time it is very uncomfortable. Until it just starts becoming a part of your life. It becomes you. You mold that, you know. So I know that I did, you know, put this hangout for an hour and a half, the duration time. I'm glad I did. Guys, I definitely want to thank you guys. You guys in the panel, you guys rocked this hangout. You guys, I mean, really brought so much life into this hangout that the future hangouts is just even going to get a lot more stronger, because, like I said, momentum in Team Blitz is building. Momentum for Ray, momentum for Katrina, for Coach Glow. It's all momentum, guys. It's all movement, guys. You see, and as we move as one, as we connect with each other, that's exactly what happens here. You see? So that is why we do what we do, and that is why you need, right now, you've heard all the stories. You heard all the inspiration. You heard the personal development that you're going to get. All you need to do right now is hit that link below, lock arms with us, and let's just go all out, guys. Okay? You can't go all in unless you're ready to go all out. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. You can't go all in unless you're ready to go all out. I've been all in since April. I think April, yeah, about April. I think it was April when I got all in, late April. So, and I've had some very great days, guys. Okay, but right now is when momentum is starting to pick up, because I have not given up. I won't give up. I can't. It won't allow me. You know? And when you do this enough times, you've been around the block. I was doing Mona V prior to this for 5 years. I had a massive great 4.5 years. Had a great time with the company. Built nice income, met great leaders, great relations. I still have relations with these people. Okay? In fact, I'm going to California with Jill in about 2 weeks, and I'm going to go see some friends who are in the Mona V business. Who are great leaders, guys. Right? But they're my friends. These are relationships I have built up with. Mind you, it would have never happened had I just worked a 9 to 5. Doing what I do, normal routine, typical activity, you know, come home, after 5 o'clock, you punch out, ching ching, there's no more money coming in, hello. Once you punch out that clock, unless you in here. So make that decision now. Stop punching out that clock and stop going home and not making no money. Start generating some income from your home where you deserve to be. So this way, you can spend more time with your family, spend more time with your friends, spend more time with your mom, spend more time with your cousins, spend more time with whoever. You'll give yourself more freedom time, guys. Guys, that's all I have for you guys tonight, guys. I want to thank you guys here on this panel. Katrina, thank you so much for joining us. Glow, Coach, I'm going to tell you, sis, you definitely, I mean, your story is epic, and I can't wait to hear more from you. And anytime you're more than welcome to come into this hangout. It's every Tuesday night. It might be Thursdays too, because I do a T.N.T, so we do Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, but Tuesdays for sure. Ray, dude, again, massive blessings to you, man. I want to thank you for even joining me on this hangout, man. You know you rock. I've known you quite a while. We've communicated online. Your insight has helped me, and I'm sure I've done the same for you. And this is what this community is all about. And, dude, I massively appreciate you being on this hangout with me tonight, man. Truly do, my brother.
I appreciate you too, Terrence.
One love, guys. So, guys, there you have it, guys. Guys, I want to thank you guys for joining Team Blitz and Dream Team Hangout. This is basically, you know, stop living by default, guys. Okay? And start living by design. Start creating your lives. Okay? By doing the first step, by taking action now, clicking the link below, get started. Don't hesitate. Hesitation doesn't pay your bills. Okay? Motivation will. That I will guarantee. Guys, have yourselves a wonderful night. Thank you, guys. Bless you all. Many blessings. And one love. Thanks, guys.
One love to you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.